in order to create a KCL equation for a supernode, the supernode is in between the node V1 and node V2. In order to create the KCL for that supernode, you have to combine the currents at branch V1 plus with the current at branch V2. So as shown in this figure. We hide the supernode, which is the voltage source, and then do the equation for the KCL by add or do a summations of currents exit from this node at the left sides of the supernode, and then add with the currents here, here, and here. As for example, we assume all the currents exit the nodes and then do the KCL. You can see that this one is a red color. This one is combinations of currents at the V1 plus the combinations of current at V2. As you can see from here, you already learned on how to find the current for each branch. So the current for this branch is V1 over 2, and then plus with the currents that flowing or exit the node, which is minus 2. This one is the opposite directions of the current source. And because of this one is a dependent current source, the values or the variable for the currents in this branch is 2Vx. And then for the currents at the right sides of the node, which is the currents that exit the node V2, you have to add the currents that exit the branch, which is here is minus 2Vx, because it is opposite direction with the dependent current source. And then currents here, which is the V2 plus 5 over 4. And then lastly, the currents that flowing through the 3 ohm, which is V2 over 3, and then is equal to 0. So this is the KCL for the supernode. And then for the supernode equation, you have to remember that if the circuits consist of supernode, there will be a KCL at supernode and also the supernode equation. And then for the supernode equation, what is 10 volt? So here is the 10 volt of the supernode. So what is 10 volt? But it must be in terms of the V1s and in terms of the V2. From here, you can see that in order to find or to determine the voltage at 10 volt, the voltage at the positive side is subtract the voltage at the negative side. So this is the answer for the supernode equation.